Oh my gosh, hey everyone! I know you're all wondering who I might be and where Nick is. Well, if you tuned in to the season finale of Can't Think Straight Season 7, you know that our old producer, Nick Ragone, graduated and ventured off into adulthood. This means that I'm due for an introduction. My name is Sadie Weiss, and I am your producer of Can't Think Straight Season 8. I am a proud lesbian woman, a proponent of activism and education, and I am also the captain of Appalachian State's speech and debate team. I am thrilled to be your host this season, and I can't wait for you all to see some of the new things we're going to do this season on the show. Without further ado, welcome to Season 8, Episode 1 of Can't Think Straight. This episode, we will be getting into some of the nitty-gritty of the changeover of the presidency and the impacts that come with that in the second term of you-know-who. There is no way around the gravity and seriousness of the content covering the inauguration. So this episode, we will try to lighten the load by splicing a bit of a dress-to-impress gameplay between our heavier segments. Gia, tell us what the first few weeks of headlines for Trump's presidency mean for the LGBTQIA community.
Hi, I'm Gia Hazelgrove. Welcome to the headlines. Let's dive in. January 20th, 2025 marked the beginning of what many fear is a darker 4 years than his first. Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States and has now begun serving his second non-consecutive term. While only being in office for a mere week, Trump has already begun to cause irreparable damage to the queer community. On his first day in office, Trump issued an executive order to federal agencies to only recognize two sexes that are not changeable. The order says that male and female are defined based on reproductive cells and at the point when a person is conceived, and states that government-issued identification, such as passports and visas, must reflect that definition. As part of his rollback of Biden-era policies, Trump also issued an executive order to revoke federal DEI requirements. Biden has previously provided government agencies with information, resources, and a methodology to assess accessibility, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. Quote, "This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life," Trump said during his inaugural address. Quote, "We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based." Let's take a moment to chat about that. The colorblind ideology is a form of racism. Colorblindness comes from a lack of awareness of racial privilege conferred by whiteness. White people can guiltlessly subscribe to colorblindness because they are usually unaware of how race affects people of color and American society as a whole. Sociologists argue that ideologies claiming not to see race risk ignoring discrimination. In other terribly awful, not good, very bad news, the Supreme Court could soon get its first request to gut the ruling that legalized same-sex marriage. Idaho's House of Representatives is asking the Supreme Court to undo its decision on same-sex marriage. The state legislature chamber voted 46-24 Monday in favor of passing House Joint Memorial 1, calling on the Supreme Court to reverse its 2015 decision in Obergefell v. Hodges. Quote, "and restore the natural definition of marriage, a union of one man and one woman." A lot of scary and negatively impactful things are occurring at the hands of Donald Trump's presidency. Our fight is far from over.
Wow, Gia. While those headlines are severely disheartening, we know that we have to stand in the face of adversity as a community stronger than we have before. Next, let's hear from Kennedy in Crash Course.
Hey gang, and welcome back to the first crash course of the semester. I'm your host, Kennedy Madron, and I am so glad to see you all again. I hope you had an amazing holiday season and new year. As you may remember, last season we talked a lot about the upcoming election, and the election results had the crew and I nervous for the future of the rights meant to protect LGBT community from discrimination. It has now been 13 days since Trump has officially taken office, and a lot of things have happened. So in this episode, we will be talking about the latest news since the inauguration, what these actions mean for the LGBT community, and the resources available for anyone seeking help and support. As many of us know, Trump signed close to 78 executive orders on his first day in office. These orders targeted the environment and the unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential, which will remove regulations on drilling and mining in Alaska, to the withdrawal from the World Health Organization, and the rollback of DEI offices and programs across the country, which aided in making sure all people were fairly treated and given access to the same opportunities. Now, it's important to note that executive orders do not have the right to overrule the United States Constitution or establish official legal precedent. Things are only made official with the help of legislative action and/or judicial review. So what does this new Trump presidency mean for LGBT folks? Well, let's look at one of the first executive orders signed by Trump targeting transgender and non-binary people. The Defending Women from Gender Ideology, Extremism, and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government, this executive order attempts to halt the legal recognition of non-binary and transgender people, as well as allow discrimination for those a part of the LGBT community in workplaces, healthcare, housing, and education. These executive orders have also come to target the definition of sex, claiming that there are only two genders. Now, if you've read any sociological textbook, you would know that there is a definitive difference in the definitions between gender and sex. Sex is defined by reproductive function. Gender is a social construct that describes the roles and behaviors associated with a specific gender, or an internal feeling felt by the individual. So very different things. This executive order also aims to disrespect an individual's preferred pronouns. It would also mean that many personal documents would not be allowed to reflect their identity, which goes directly against the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and individual freedom. And it aims to halt federal funding for any content that promotes gender ideology. This also means the potential reversal of DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and practices. DEI was born during the civil rights movement of the 60s, with laws like the Equal Pay Act of 1963, Title VII and Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the Age Discrimination Act of 1967. All three helped establish fairness in the workplace, housing, education, and healthcare for the most part. These aided in particular groups who might have previously faced discrimination and continues to protect others from discrimination among public places. Rolling these back will result in not only the LGBT community facing discrimination, but also women and people of color. If this passes, it will push us back 60 years as a country. The next executive order issued by Trump is prioritizing military excellence and readiness. This executive order aims to remove all transgender military personnel because they are seen as unfit to serve in the military because of, quote, gender dysphoria. This is deeply transphobic and is just rooted in hateful ideology and does not represent freedom. Excuse me while I rant, but transgender people have been under fire in this country since this country's birth, and yet many still choose to fight for this country because they believe in the importance of protecting the freedoms of their fellow Americans, who may or may not agree with them, and yet you remove their protections and their rights to exist and serve in a country in which they live. This is deeply dehumanizing and transphobic and has no place in what is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Many of these executive orders are scary, but there are plenty of resources for you to receive support and help. For those a part of the transgender community who are seeking free and confidential help, there's a trans lifeline you can call 877-565-8860. This line provides mental health crisis support, religious crisis support, and additional information on gender-affirming resources and can be found on their website. There is an LGBT national hotline for those that need a safe and affirming space to talk about what you may be feeling or going through. You can call 888-843-4564. And if you are not comfortable talking on the phone, you can text Trevor Text, which is associated with the Trevor Project that helps LGBT youth. To text, type START in all caps to 678-678. This is a scary time for many in the LGBT community, and it can be easy to lay down and give up. But LGBT people are not new, and we have always been around since the dawn of humanity, and progress will always continue to push back against the conservative. But here we are, and we're going to continue to be authentic and fearless. They can use executive orders and laws, but they can't take away your existence to feel the way that you feel and present the way that you present. They can't take away your pride, your truth, and our freedom, because we won't let them. So lead in love, strength, and hope, and I'll see you next time on Crash Course.
Hi guys, I'm Ariana Bennett.
I'm Christian Ellis.
I'm Madison.
And we're playing Dress to Impress. It's a game on Roblox. Basically, you just start off with no clothes, but then you go around, pick a bunch of outfits. You have to fit the theme that is given to you, and you have about 5 minutes to do it. And that's basically the gist of it, and we're gonna kill it.
We're gonna kill it. We're gonna slay. We're gonna eat.
Eat it up.
Eat it up.
Okay, Miss Universe.
Ooh, Miss Universe.
Going for sash vibes, guys. Long dress,
Sash,
long gown.
Galaxy color.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna free ball it. I have red hair.
Oh.
Actually, that's not Miss Universe. I fear that they would hate creativity.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I'm gonna go with something more
Ooh,
bland.
wait. Could that work? No,
Oh.
that could not
Black
work.
hair. Oh, I fell down.
Skin.
I fell down. I fell down on the floor. So I was just so amazed by my choices.
How do I get skin?
There's the white chamber. Like, it looks like a sun tanning booth stood upright.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What if I just went against the theme and I dressed as a pickle?
Why?
Honestly,
Is
I love
Thoughts?
that.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
no?
Yeah.
Are we against it?
I'm honestly fine with it.
What if I went with
Ashes.
no clothes?
That is a move.
That is.
What
If I went
Look.
with no clothes.
That is
It's
a
an
look.
option for sure.
Or, guys, get this. I go in jeans. For Miss Universe.
Universe, the talent section.
Exactly. The talent is how well I can pull up jeans. Yeah, we're veering. I'm going in a maid outfit.
Oh, rat pattern.
I need shoes and I can't find.
We're defying
Okay.
expectations.
Defying gravity.
Whoa.
Where am I
That too.
going with this?
Okay, we're just gonna boom.
I kind
All
of
of
just
it.
look like Sabrina Carpenter.
Perfect.
I mean, that's kind of the look. I can get.
I've gone off the rails.
You fell off.
I fell off. Perfect.
That's not a good look. I mean, like, you can't fall off now.
I have a minute and 40 to figure out this outfit.
I don't have any, like.
You know,
Guys, what if I
outfit is
put
what
on
it
bunny
is.
ears?
I mean, I think this will have to do.
And now we
Oh.
See?
Oh,
I can
this
kinda
is
see
the girl on the
vision.
broom.
I can see the vision. I'm honestly gonna give her
I
4.
hate it.
No,
I think-
1 star.
Oh.
2.
Oh, there's
I'm.
that's not really Miss Universe.
I'm
that's more
seeing
just Miss Holiday.
Universe on the this holiday.
But you know,
1
I guess
star.
go off 1 star.
Yeah. That, you know what?
This slays, honestly.
I'm honestly gonna give that a
2
full
stars.
2
What?
stars. 2 stars.
Hey, if I really love an outfit, 2 stars.
It has an aura.
It has like an
It's
effect.
like a rainbow aura.
I would have loved to see like a bit more color though. I mean, the aura
You know
had
what?
like,
It slays.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I'm really, I'm
Okay,
giving,
slay.
guys.
I don't know.
Pearly.
I'm
Glow.
I'm
4
gonna have to.
Shimmer.
I'm gonna give it 3. I gotta say
A 3! I worked so hard on this outfit. You're giving me a 3?
I gotta say, I'm sorry. I gotta say a
my
3.
gosh.
I mean, I know it's gonna come back to bite me because my turn's not even up yet.
A 1 star is waiting you.
I'm
You're not
sorry.
even wearing shoes.
1 star.
They have socks on. They have socks on.
Socks? I got socks.
Just no shoes.
You can see the toe lines though.
No.
Ew, they have on toe socks. Even worse. The pattern is a choice.
I was gonna do that pattern, but I was like, no, it's too cheetah.
It's giving Lisa Frank.
This is the
How many
same
are
cheetah
there?
pattern.
They just
Okay.
copied each other.
They really
They're
did.
not
1
in a
star.
different
You were
font.
last. You were after the other one.
Not a fan.
She doesn't even want to look at us. What am I looking at?
They would not be allowed entry to a Miss Universe pageant.
What did they say? Didn't
She's
have,
bald.
they said didn't have time. My mom said I have to do something real quick.
Oh,
That's
wow.
For someone who's never played a
You
day
know
in her life.
what?
2 stars.
Honestly, not offended. Not offended.
I'm gonna
totally
give
okay
4.
with it.
stars.
I can see the
I'm totally
vision.
okay. It's literally Sabrina Carpenter.
You know
but
what? I didn't.
But is it Miss Universe? Oh.
Why is she doing the
Girl.
robot?
Oh,
Girl.
so she's
She's
Tweaking. First and
she's getting
foremost.
crunk.
okay.
She's got
Okay,
piercing
okay.
eyes.
Yeah,
No.
the eyes are creepy.
You know that Miley Cyrus
Yes.
picture? That's what it's giving.
People with blue eyes.
Yes.
Okay, what do we get? Oh, you know what?
I got 3rd place. Let's freaking go, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Can't Think Straight for the first episode of Season 8. I am thrilled to be your producer and also very excited for the rest of the season to come. Stay tuned for some debating, some music, some trivia, some baking, and maybe some collaborations. You'll just have to wait and see to find out. Thank you, and we'll see you not next week, but the week after.